Okay, boys and girls, this is the KRAMER, and I've just received the heavier duty switch that I thought was going to be a heavier duty from Dopro. It's a Kaish, K-A-I-S-H. The one that I ordered from China was taking too long, so I decided to order one off of Amazon. I thought I had ordered it off of Amazon that was in country, but there were two on the page and I selected the wrong one. That's why the other one's coming from China. So I went back and I bought this one. And it still took it a week to come across the country. Oh, here's a notification. Now, it has a very heavy metal case, but inside, what I can see is still a plastic cam connected to this metal shaft, which doesn't make me think that it's any heavier duty other than the fact that it has a heavier outside case on it. The clicks on the cheaper one is actually a little bit more positive because they have a spring snap here with a ball bearing that hits the detents that's mounted to the plastic shaft. This one is a little bit softer, and so I am not going to take it apart to see what's inside because I expect a bunch of fiddly bits to fall out, and I don't want that to happen. The other thing that happened was that it came in a big envelope. The bag was cut open, and one of the mounting screws was loose in the big envelope, and the other mounting screw is missing. I am hoping that the mounting screws between the two are the same, but the thread does not look the same. I'm going to have to go through some of my stuff, I think, to find screws. Just let me test. This is a much finer pitch. Oh yeah, and it's a narrower diameter. Okay, so I rummaged through my box of switch parts, and I found that the screws that mount the four-way switch have the same thread pattern as this case, so they're long, but they should work. And let's see, I envisaged it being mounted this way. Yes, I think that's the way it has to go. So it doesn't matter. So I can mount it this way if I want. As long as I wire it the same way as I drew it, it should be okay. I have to cut this common open as well. So let's do that before we get it all mounted up there. Typically these commons in the middle are joined anyway. It came pre-joined for standard wiring, is the way you would use it, but I'm not using it that way. Alright, I'm going to mount this and do a test fit in the body. Alright, looks like I can jimmy that in there. Everything's okay. I decided to use the pan head screws on the switch as opposed to the countersunk ones because those holes weren't countersunk anyway, like the ones that mount the pickups. Alright, so I just have to now finish wiring up the switch. The body has been polished. By doing this and being able to mount that on the body, I can install the neck, make sure that everything is you know, set up properly there. And then when the tuners come, it's just a matter of putting them on the headstock, and hopefully they will be good. I put a 22 cap in here. Everything is pre-wired according to my wiring diagram. And now I just have to make the final connections. Down at the bottom, the middle, there. The next one is blank. And the other ones all have their wires. Okay, so this should be wired. Good. You'll need to stand by while I go to my other bench, plug this in, and do a little tapping test to make sure that all these positions do what I expect them to do. So I wish to report that everything is 100% perfect. All we need to do now is put a couple of tiddly wraps on here, secure this stuff from being a rat's nest. So three more connections are still to be done. The claw wire, the ground speaker wire, and the jack speaker wire has to hook up to this yellow one right there. On the body, I'm very happy with it. And now I'm going to put the neck on the body. Alright, the neck is on the body. Neck pocket on this thing is a nice fit. Sure, I'm looking forward to getting it finished and being able to play it. Beautiful frets now. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh yes, I have two connections to make, huh? Three connections. Let's get those done. Mounted the capacitor so that when you want to see what value it is, it's facing upwards. Okay. The moment of ugliness and truth. What will I have trouble with? Rocky in the middle. What could that be? Oh, yes. I see. It is that little packet of wires right there beside that pickup where I tie wrapped them. Just in the way on that side of the screw. Alright. What about that? Yay! Alright, now there is one hole which is matching up in this corner. So everything will spin around this one up on the horn. Slightly loose. Pull it. And I don't want it touching the bridge on either side. That will work. It's not touching the bridge. It's snug against the neck. And it's covering the whole 99% over there. So that's alright. Okay. So pilot hole for this screw. And that'll hold it in place for me while I do the rest of them. Come on. Get a nice little pilot hole for you. snug that one. It's held in place, and all I have to do is drill the rest of the holes and put some screws in them. Alrighty, all the screws are in. It's looking bloody gorgeous. And I remember now why I clicked on the other switch. It has a silver tip to match all of these chrome knobs. So when it comes in, I'll just have to take the pip off of it and switch it. So these knobs don't have any numbers, so it doesn't really matter which way they mount. There we go. Volume, volume, tone. Bloody marvelous. Marvelous. Alright. I like it. I like it. All I need are those damn tuners. And the pickguard for the back came with smaller screws than the front, which is the first time I've seen that. 2 different size screws. I don't know. While we're here, let's just see how this lines up. I think I checked it once, and it's just a matter of alignment, I think. Oh, yeah, that's good. If this hole lines up, I can make new holes for the rest of them. Let's try that. Put the one screw in there. My hand's shaky. Right, if we just kind of snug it, make holes for the rest of them. Kind of a starter point, just tuning it backwards. That kind of stops the bit from wiggling away on you. Since it doesn't bite in the reverse direction. Alright. Get that gummy tape off. And there. And now we wait for tuners. Okay. The momenta of truth. Oh my God, so close. So close and yet so far. The holes are just not aligned completely. They're similar, but not. Similar, but not. And that is going to require me to fill those holes. They will be covered, and re-drill them for the screws. And that means another day for a night will need to pass before I can actually get to mounting these things, because I have to fill all those holes. Yes, indeedy. The MacGyvering continues. Okay, boys and girls, I have plugged all the holes on the back of the headstock, and it wasn't that complicated a story. What did I do with them? Oh, here. I've got these bamboo picks, toothpicks, that I use for small holes like that. And because these screws are not that deep, what I did was I cut the pip off at the top here. Just the pip. You can see it behind my finger. Yeah, pip. Cut that off on both ends and cut it in the middle. Dip it in my wood glue and get it cool down. And then because I had the taper, I was able to put it in the hole. Use the persuasion tool to get it down there. Take my miniature flush cutters, cut it right at the top, flush, and then wipe off the wood glue, and then take the other end of the persuader and just bang it right down like that. Now tomorrow, and these are bamboo, tomorrow when that's all fully cured, it's looking pretty good now, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow morning, or so sometime tomorrow, whenever I wake up. Alright, so this is going to be tricky. Maybe I can do it like that. Alright, so I thought I would see if I could get them all straight like this. Oh, that should work. Not having a really strong confidence level in the tape. Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay, going in pretty good up to that point. Now that the holes are in place, I shouldn't need that thick. Okay, we're cleaned up. Get all the prints off of that. A little bit of oil that's on them. Gonna make it look new. Newer than new. Better than new. Ooh, look at that. Alright, so this is what that's what the end result looks like. Pretty cool. Made it work. Looks just like original, except better. Okay, to the other bench, nut and strings. I can't remember what this came with, but I'm pretty sure it was 9s. Could be wrong. It's in one of the earlier videos anyway. But what I'm going to put on are 9/5s. Base, middle, trebles. My tortoise glasses for this are the ones that give me the right vision. Okay, here's the trebles. So I used to not do it this way. I used to take two, undo them, put them in, put the guitar down, take two, undo them, put the guitar down. I just got wiser at the event of my 70th birthday. Now, all I have to do is hold it and put it all in at the same time. So we're going to go with silver starts. Silver starts. Oh, it didn't go through the saddle. Pushed it out of the way. Alrighty. Now I like to start at the headstock with the thickest and work my way out to the thinnest. Oh, I forgot to put a little dab on there. Just a dab. That'll let me get it out if I ever have to more easily. Alright, here we go with the locking string mechanism. Diagonally from the inside out. Give yourself some length on the outside of the neck. Bring the string around from the inside over the top of the headstock, kink it, run it under, pull it tight, up over the top, put a kink, and spin it up. Making sure that the string goes below that winding. And that's all it needs for now. I'm going to pause you till I finish the rest. You can't believe how responsive these tuners are now. Holy mac. There is not one essence of slop in them whatsoever in either direction. Woohoo! We MacGyvered it to perfection. This guitar also has nice acoustics all on its own. Okay, she's going to sit here for a little bit till the neck breaks in. Oh yeah, going to have to do some adjustments again. So we'll let that tension build up. work its magic on the neck, and get back to it. I found a new issue that never happened before. The set screw in the saddle will not turn out. Even putting pressure down on it is not making it back out. So I was hoping it would do without having to dismantle it. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to take it out. Stand by. Or is it just this part up here? Ah, was stripped out up here. That's the problem. Alright. Alright, that one's a goner. Stand by, I gotta go to my parts bucket. So that's the first time I've gotten one of those stripped out. Yeah, that one works much better. I'm happy about that because that makes me not have to take the damn string out. Alright. I'm not going to let you watch me fumble with the spring and the screw to get that back in. It'd be too embarrassing. As it turns out, it wasn't very difficult at all. The springs are very short and they're not very strong. They're very light springs. Now I remember, I don't think I did the full setup on this thing initially, so I decided that while it's getting tension on the neck, I was going to set the strings height down, retune it, and get a jump on it. Let's get that in there. See, it's 4, and I like 3 if I can get it. Without a buzzing problem. And since I did so much work on this neck, I'm hoping that that will not be an issue. And it all becomes an issue of the angle of the neck in relation to the body. Okay, boys and girls. Alright guys, we're plugged in. Let's see, boom. The basic deluxe. Clean. We're on the bridge. Everything's up at the top. Listen, this is open mic recording. Completely quiet, except for a little bit of air from the furnace. Still the same. Still the same. No difference between any of the positions for noise. So, done a lot of work on this. I'm really happy with these results. So we run this volume, master tone, bridge position. Linear pot. So you get this with only a 22 cap. I think that's what I put in, 22. Audio taper down here. So it starts off more slowly and then gets a little bit deeper as you get to the end. Middle position, I should say position 2. These two. The bridge volume now controls this one. So it's this one, this volume. Oh, look at that. My mistake. This one and this one are now like Gibson standard wiring. Either one of them will control the volume of this one, because this one's hooked up to there, this one's hooked up to there, but when you get it in that position, they're hooked together, so it makes them either one of these volumes in position 2. But what I've noticed here is that even though I have this should say bridge volume all the way up, and this one's up, if you start off, you've got a tone. If you bring it down a little bit, it brightens up. Now, I put 500K pots for these two, and a 250 on the tone, because it doesn't really matter what it is. But I put 500 here because I had the humbucker, and I put 500 here because I wanted to try to get a little bit more brightness out of these two here, and it seems to work a little bit better. It's the middle. Neck. Both of these two together. So every position has a different tone to it. So you've got options, and then when you start playing with pedals and stuff, you know, okay, I'll turn on the standard delay and reverb that I normally use, which is like reverb is 2 and yeah, delay is 2. So then you get this little bit of a boost. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with it. Way more work on those tuners than I thought I was going to have to do, but I'm really happy with it. The neck is super smooth. The nut, I got it perfect. Everything is just hunky-dory with this baby. So this is going to be called KRAMER because it's KRAMER, and it's because, you know, Seinfeld, the big goofy KRAMER. That's what I think this is. It's a big goofy KRAMER with those ridiculous semi-closed tuner system that they chose for this thing. But I'm happy that I was able to make a set work that look like original before having to move to some other die-cast type and have a couple of plugged holes showing. This way nothing shows on the back. And this will conclude the KRAMER saga. Stay tuned for the next one, which is already here. Thanks for watching this, and I appreciate your support.